We are playing around with some heights right now and just taking a look at it. I really would like to have this as close to the fender as possible, but I also want to have this height where I want it to be. We're also waiting for Sean to get here with the gas tank. I want to put the gas tank on the bike and get an actual perspective of what the whole bike's going to look like before I set the height on this and we cut anything off of it.
Basically a template of what the stock Sissy bar mount looked like. We built this just to kind of get our bearings of where we were headed. And then we took some notes on here. You guys probably saw earlier in this video or in the last video, us up at KRUESI shop. We made a plan there, came back down here, and this is our new bracket 2.0.
I think we cut this guy off right here. And that gives us a bunch of room to play with. Cut you right there. Okay, now we're gonna walk back over to the drawing board. Good morning. Today is a day of challenges. It's a huge challenge today. First challenge is I'm going to take this and these and try and make a sissy bar for a Softail M8 Chopper. I know it's an oxymoron, but that's kind of what we're building. Or is it blaspheme? Or is it, I don't know. It's new. It's going to be a chopper. I had Sean laser cut these out. I drew these up already looking at them. I kind of regret it and I might move the holes to different places. But these are going to be our mounts. This is a Lowbrow Customs Universal Sissy bar. Also ready to go and easy. I can just cut it where I need it and mount it up. Then we're going to go to Saddleman. They're going to build a seat for us. That's going to be awesome. The challenge is I have to have all of this done today. And I have to try and keep this shirt white. These are my plates. Made them really, really long. That way we can set this where we want to. I went off an OEM set, which bolts on the outside. I don't want them on the outside. I want them on the inside. I also want them to be strong because my wife is going to be sitting back there, so I want her to be super safe. So I went super overkill on the thickness. And I'm going to put them inside, which is therefore going to space the fender out, which I'm going to have to do some magic with that because we through bolted the fender with the rear shock, so I'm going to have to space a whole bunch of things, which it's going to be a huge challenge to make this look good. And that's my worry, because as it sits so far, I'm not that stoked on it. You got to have a DA in your shop, but I hate air-powered tools. I hate cords, I hate electric cords, I hate cords and hoses and shit getting tangled up around stuff, especially around my feet. It is a real, it's a trigger for me. That shit sets me into a whirlwind of fire and I hate it. So anytime I can get, look at this. I'm going to knock the big stuff off of this. Sean has a CNC laser or a plasma, but she leaves a little slag, but I'm gonna clean that all off, smooth this thing off, DA it, bolt it up to the bike, see if it's actually gonna set anywhere near how I want it to. And I think I'm gonna move the holes up to a different position. I'm gonna move those back and maybe up, but I also got to get it bolted up to see where this is gonna land, where my sissy bar is gonna land. I really want the sissy bar to mate well with my built weld bag. What?
We were at your house.
God. Ah! Oh, so anyways, we drove back to my house this morning, got here early, ready to really get after this because I have a long day ahead of me of building this. And then I got here and I didn't have a SIM card for the camera because I took all of my gear home this weekend to work on stuff. So we drove back there to get the SIM card and my built weld travel bag so I could fill it full of towels because I've got garbage bags full of towels in the back to fill my bag up. And I was going to set the sissy bar so that bag would be right on my back and comfortable for a road trip. And I didn't get it when we were at my house. Anyways, so I might be moving the holes on these somewhere. Fuck me, what a motherfucker. So I'm gonna sand all this shit down and I'll get back to you guys. It's time for the little electric sander that could. I want this thing to be as comfortable as possible. The built weld bag, we have measurements. It's 11 to 10 inches. I probably have the 10-inch one, to be honest. At least that's what my wife says. So I'm probably gonna measure out to the shortest one then. if I go off the Sissy bar where she lands, 10 inches is right there at about that old seat bracket. So my backrest would be about right here. But my seat's probably gonna come down and I'm gonna be sitting right here. That's a long ways away from my back. But we also have probably, I'd say at least 3 inches of foam coming off of here. I think that's pretty generous. So if we went 13 inches, puts me right here. That would put that backpack fully loaded, built well, whatever the hell that thing's called. You'll see it. I'm gonna take it to Saddleman with me. Hopefully I remember it. Because I'm gonna fill it full of towels and I wanna fit this thing to that because I wanna be just laying against that while I'm riding down the road with my arms just resting on the handlebars. I don't wanna hold myself up on the bars at all. My neck is trashed. I can't do it and I wanna be able to ride some miles again, so I wanna have this thing dialed. If I gotta end up with some rabbit ears or some buckhorns back here, so be it. But whatever it takes to get me comfortable in this thing, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna build the Sissy bar as far forward as I can and it still look good. Looking good is also the main agenda here, you know, but I'm gonna bring it forward as much as I can. We're gonna get some heights off of how far I wanna run this. I might draw some stuff with a Sharpie. It's really just imagination time right now. And I also didn't sand the rest of this cut coating off here. God bless America. We are playing around with some heights right now and just taking a look at it. I really would like to have this as close to the fender as possible, but I also want to have this height where I want it to be. We're also waiting for Sean to get here with the gas tank. I want to put the gas tank on the bike and get an actual perspective of what the whole bike's going to look like before I set the height on this and we cut anything off of it. Sean just dropped off the tank, so we're kind of getting a look at everything. And I shouldn't have built Trent's because that narrow, like old school Dyna, narrow glide front end, little tank, carburetor, it just looks so sick. And I feel like this one's just looking really big at the moment to me. After building that one. It's dope. It's definitely dope. It's coming out dope, but it just feels big as fork, but it'll probably look more proportionate when I'm riding it. I'll be about like so.
You're almost ready to ride through this world, dude.
Yeah? All alone?
I mean, you got friends.
As long as the crow flies straight. In a perfect line, I'll be fine. Sean is welding in the support frames for the inside of the tank. The tank's all been welded back together, but there's like a frame structure that goes in there that keeps that thing rigid. So he had to build that back together with weld, basically, because he had to cut that out of the way to build the other shit. And then I am working on the Sissy bar. It's been a lot of make-believe time. Still, I haven't succeeded in much, and it's 12 o'clock already. That sucks. But I'm just kind of still just figuring out on where I want everything to land. I've got this guy to deal with. I'll just deal with it this way, I guess. And then can't really do that. Could bolt it right there, but then it's gonna hit the goddamn fender. I need to take the Sissy bar off, get it out of my way. I think I'm gonna have to figure out where the shock's gonna land before I can even move forward with this guy at all, because this is pretty crucial. I need to mount those and then I can trim this down and build the rest of my mounts from there. I think we run it right like that. That shit is in a fucking pretty hard bend right there, but it's pretty pliable. 2-hole right here.
Yeah.
1.5 inch apart. So I need to mark this dude and trim her down real quick.
The 2 teeth, and then this could be on center or on rear or wherever you want it, and those would taper in to that, and your weld would be like there, and this thing's lopped off here.
Gotcha. So let's get this length figured out. I could probably cut this guy off right here then.
Yeah, before you cut it, since we don't need to cut it, right? Let's just put our bend line, and I can make that tab with the bend and the fangs on it.
If the fangs came in right at this bend right here, so it laid right into that.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
That would be sick.
And
yeah.
like a nice taper kind of rounds up in there, and then we could kind of grind that back to quarter at the bottom and like blend that together.
Yep.
And then that will come in, and then from the rear you wouldn't even see that taper really. And
it's not gonna be on center. It's gonna be forward, which so that's what I kind of want to cut this off and get it inside of here, sitting inside.
Okay.
And then we'd have a truer angle of what it's going to be too, because it's going to change when we squeeze this together up. Inch and some change.
You want this on the front face,
Yeah, I definitely want it more forward.
And we want the angle to be...
Especially if the shock is here, it's going to hide it. And then if the shock is like this, I think that this guy should come off the center of the shock. So come over to this side and take a look. See this dude?
Center line of shock should be center line of these holes. So yes. I can reference that.
Yep. And that's where this dude should line up no matter what. So that's what's going to look the best.
Okay.
Kind of going to call it a day on this situation because I totally went back to the drawing board, and Sean's going to take this with him, and we did a bunch of measurements and got all the points that we're going to make a whole entire new bracket for the Sissy bar. That is just, I won't have to work so hard shaping it and making it what I want. It's just going to be what I want, and then we can just weld the bar to it and go from there. Which means I got to have that tomorrow morning because I got to have this done tomorrow because today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, today's Wednesday, and we have the Sissy bar part to build. And then I got to finish TransFender, so I'm going to have a whole night of fabricating and welding.
I need the fender by like, we need to get that on the bike Friday-ish. Are you going to have a Sissy bar? You have a Sissy bar too.
It bolts on, it's right there, yeah.
Okay, we got to figure that out and make sure it doesn't look lame. Yeah, so I guess we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.
Here we are, we're at Sean's. Sorry, I'm fried. Wicked concussion, wicked amount of work, no rest.
But we're still in it. We're still rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Run us through it, Sean. Look at this beautiful piece right here.
So we started off with this. This is kind of just basically a template of what the stock Sissy bar mount looked like. We built this just to kind of get our bearings of where we were headed. And then we took some notes on here. You guys probably saw earlier in this video or in the last video, us up at KRUESI's shop. We made a plan there, came back down here, and this is our new bracket 2.0. So we went from this guy
so much more luxurious
to that guy. This has some pretty cool things about it. It backs up here around the stock rear strut, so you get no gap between the fender and the bracket. So that thing's going to look nice on the bike. And then we got our bend here. It's going to cope into the bar, and that's going to be one good looking part there. Look at that.
That is magical.
Trim that down.
You gotta trim the end down and just bring that curve in right there.
Yep, and we're gonna cut this guy off right about here.
I'm probably gonna fucking coper down a bit and weld a bit of that down that way.
You think so?
Just to be, yeah.
I guess if we lean this back a little more, you could probably...
I'm sure that's enough, but if I'm gonna have my wife laying on the back of it, I'm gonna extra weld it.
Yeah.
If it's your wife, I'll do this right here.
Let's see.
No, that. Somebody leaning on it freaks me out, someone leaning their back on a motorcycle, and if it's never gonna break, but if it did, Jesus.
Man, look at that's actually really nice right
there. I don't want to see her skip down the road. That right there would be magical if we could do like that. I can put more bend in this, and then I could beat it down there, beat it right there, and that thing would be rock solid. And then I wouldn't really need to post it, I bet, either. It'd probably be pretty dialed. Although I have to anyways, because I'm gonna mount the license plate off the post, but.
You want to do a bar, or should we do like a little...
Oh, man, if we could do a little plate with two bungs in it that I could just bolt a plate to.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Like two bungs out here, and I could just put the top two mounts of the... I'm just going to license plate, no plate light or any of that shit.
Yeah, this thing's going to look really bitchin', honestly. I think we're... Oh, and then look at this. We're already drilled
I hate to build all this dope shit like this
shock
and
mount.
then powder coat it. Wish I had time to chrome all this. Is she dialed?
Dude, she's money. How's that look?
This could be a hard-ass chopper. I'm putting all this super high-performance stuff on the bike, and wait till you guys see the handlebars that I have on the way. I have 3 different sets of handlebars on the way. I'm not stoked on the bar and riser setup on it. It's just not, it's ruining it for me, honestly. So I'm gonna change the handlebars completely, 3 different ways to Sunday. And if that makes me feel better about how things are setting up, that's how it's gonna be. If not, probably gonna put a 39mm front end on it and go a little bit taller. Right now the gauge is in my face though. Top of the risers are right here. I'm looking through shit to ride. It's pretty aggressive. It doesn't look that way, but Woody sat on it yesterday. Woody's like same size as me, I would say. And it made me a lot more excited about the bike. I've had Trent and Tommy and everybody, they're just a bit smaller than me, so it kind of looks like a kid sitting on the bike. And I'm like, fuck, this thing looks huge and kind of ridiculous. But then I saw like a man-sized dude sit on it. I'm just kidding. I saw a larger gentleman like myself sit on it. Woody's a big dude, and he sat on it, and I was like, it fit him really good. Then Pat's big ass sat on
When
it.
Pat sat on it, it looked like it fit.
Pat's got to be like
glove,
6'4" or bigger.
Yeah.
And
Big,
Pat
tall
just
guy.
fit Pat perfect. Like Shaquille O'Neal would fit on that bike dial. All the ergonomics are correct, but just the mass of a Softail being that much bigger, it's f***ing big. But when I saw a normal size, my size, I mean, when I see any normal, not the Trent's probably a lot more normal. You are the average height of the American male.
Absolutely.
100% dialed in there. Sean is.
I'm just a little guy, man. I'm a jockey.
I can spiral Sean to the other end of the yard down here.
You remember when the dude from Trask, when we were racing the M8, he was all, "You racing this thing, KRUESI?" And you're like, "Nah, I got him." And he's like, "Ah, you put a f***ing jockey on it."
Goddamn right. Motorcycle don't know Sean's on it. When you got 160 horsepower and it doesn't know anybody's on top of
Dude,
it, it's
leave
a
you standing
fast-ass
still.
motorcycle. We got this done. We're at Sean's shop. I was going to show you guys around a little bit. You got anything you'd like to show off, Sean?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Oh, wait.
So-
Let's talk about this. This is going to be TransFender. I have just a few suggestions now that I'm looking at what you guys are doing if you have a straight edge. If you're going to go like this same plane right here, it's gonna stick out, they stick out quite a ways. But you gotta figure your back tire is like in here normally when the fender comes down. Now it's good, this is gonna be sticking out. So if you're gonna, you should have figured this on the bike really, but you wanna bring this into where this is kicking out and your tire's kind of out here like this. Yeah, otherwise,
I do have an 18.
but still you're gonna be here. Like this needs to be on the bike and it needs to be marked out.
Yeah, this is also,
You're guessing, the fitment of this is hugely crucial.
a lot of this
Making
job
it look stupid or making it look good.
is going to be just like
This is
doing
all
it the fun way with an angle grinder and a pen.
Yeah, I can.
So we could go do it up there.
Yeah, and I can build this fender. I can do all this shit too if we have to. Do I have time? Not necessarily.
I thought I was about to get off the hook.
I definitely can build this thing. I would set this thing up exactly where I want it to be. I would measure it out, get a straight, true line, and I would cut them fucking together. I'd clamp them together and cut the thing at one time and weld the motherfucker back together and go, here you go, Ian. You're really good at body work, brother. Good.
So we made a change of plans here on the fender. We're going to take this back up to KRUESI's shop. We're going to get it on the bike. We're going to mock it up. We were just going to wing it, but old man wisdom here made some really great points to Trent and I. And that's the route we're gonna take. So this is going on pause, but let me show you guys around the shop a little bit. We've been here like 8-10 years now, probably.
Fuck up, really?
Yeah, started with Tallboy. It used to be the shred shop, Tallboy and I back here.
Was that long ago?
Yeah, easily 2014 probably.
Time
15.
has
Where you built the scrape plate on the pussy magnet with Tallboy.
Oh my God, that did happen.
Yeah,
here.
so that
You
used
were
to be a
here.
garage door, and this was covered parking area. And
Yeah.
we'd pull our tools out, and then just over time, money stuck into the building, turned it into a shop here.
Holy shit, that was a long time ago.
We're getting old, But yeah, this is my little shop. We do a little bit of everything here. KRUESI's probably one of my #1 customers. We've been building his crash bars and some other things for 4 years probably.
I clearly have no concept of time because it all feels like yesterday to me. So
Yeah, but
it's been a long time.
this place is kind of like your hobby shop on steroids. We got a lot of capability here, but kind of some smaller tools.
I just spotted what's over there. We're gonna make our way over there.
Yeah,
huh?
we're gonna make our way over there.
Oh man.
So we got.
You see that? You see what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
Just hold on. You're gonna see soon.
We got the CNC plasma, so this helps us build stuff like the brackets for the Sissy bar we just did. Do a lot of CAD work, and this thing's super awesome. So, money maker right there. If you're thinking about one, go ahead and buy it. It's the best decision you'll ever make.
Sean's been trying to talk me into getting one at the shop forever. He's like, just get one of them 24 by 24s, the smaller ones. I'm like, yeah, but then I gotta learn how to use it and learn how to draw CAD and do all that stuff that I ain't got time for. But
This
man,
guy,
I want to.
he can edit videos all day long, but he's worried about drawing a square on the computer.
Well,
I
I'm
think
sure I'd learn it in like a day or so, but it's just one more day that I got to put into something. But
he'd be killing it. But
I'm going to.
anyways,
Look at this down here. Oh, yo, can you cut me out some ones, like little ones that I could weld onto the necks as logos for the two bikes?
yeah, probably. I was kind of thinking about talking to my CNC guy and seeing if we could do one that had like 3D texture to it.
Yeah.
That way it just looked like super trick.
I definitely want to have badges
You know,
to weld on the,
instead
on
of
the front
like
of the neck would be sick.
Like we could do something laser cut for sure, easy. I could have those in a day.
Yeah.
But I'd be interested to see what kind of price he could make me on a couple like embossed looking CNC'd, and then we wrap that around the neck. And yeah, so if you guys come over here, this area of the shop, the middle here, is pretty much dedicated to making KRUESI K-bars and some other stuff that you guys buy, like the 12 o'clock bars and that sort of stuff. This is where they all get welded up. We get our bars CNC bent and laser cut so that we get a really good fit every time, and you don't have to mess around with trying to make that cope and do everything by hand. So we crank out a lot of them. K-bars, man, get you one.
Yeah, we sell a lot of them. Thank you very much.
And then if you head this way a little bit more, this is kind of where the shop turns into my hobby zone and the stuff that I like to do. So got my dirt bike, got my e-bike, mountain bike. This over here is for a friend of mine. He races these radicals. Got hit by somebody, T-boned. We just had to rebuild this whole A-arm front mount section on this thing, and we're just doing kind of the final cover up here of where I had to cut into the panels and make that repair. But this thing's pretty badass, Hayabusa engine, and if I'm not mistaken, he's local champion driving this thing. So all right, guys, so coming back through the shop here, sorry it's a complete mess, but we got a little 3D printer set up. We do some prototyping this way. Really great tool for making sure your stuff's gonna fit before you send it off to your CNC guys. And yeah, I think I paid 300 bucks for that. Definitely something that you should get if you're doing that sort of work. Here's my crusty old lathe. This thing's in the middle of a project right now, looking dirty, but you know, gets the job done, making bungs, things like that. Got the mini mill. Come back around through here, cold saw. And then this is kind of the age-old project of this shop over here. This is a Tacoma, belongs to my friend Nick. Been here quite a long time, but we got some plans brewing on getting back momentum on this thing. So this is going to be full long travel. It's all Camberg suspension, Camberg full floater rear end. This is a iron block V8 out of an Escalade. I don't know what the engine code is. Do you know off the top of your head, Trent? It's like LQ or something.
Yeah, they're like an LQ3 or something like that.
But should be making some decent horsepower. We got a nice transmission in there, the 4L80 with some work done to it. So yeah, we just got to get some momentum going, dust this thing off, but a lot of the heavy thinking has already been done, and now it's just time to act. So it's going to be something. One day, we're finishing it. It's going to be on a 4-link back here, and we got most of the geometry of the bottom end figured out. The driveline has a really good path of travel. There's not too much plunge or pinion angle change, so that thing's pretty much set up where it's going to go. We just got to get our upper shock mounts figured out, and we'll be rocking and rolling back here. I've been talking to some guys over at CMF Engineering, and I think they're going to come by and we're going to work together on making a whole plan for this truck to do a lot of laser cut stuff, a lot of CAD work, and try and simplify and catch a lot of mistakes before we get into them by looking at it on the CAD program. So that's the plan for this thing. I think that's kind of what the hold-up's been, is we don't really have a good drawing to execute, and I'm not really one of those guys that can just look at something and build it right. It takes me 10 tries that way. I really like to make a nice drawing and spot my mistakes and then work off that and get much better results that way.
So Sean took you on the tour, super dope spot. A lot of rad stuff comes out of here. I really am interested in that car. What are they called?
It's called a Radical.
Radical.
And there's a couple of different
radical
classes of them, but that one's, I guess, the most popular, and it's a Hayabusa engine.
Screams.
Yeah, that thing's probably really, really fast. Probably a lot of fun to drive.
Somebody could put me in a Radical. That would be radical. I would enjoy that a lot. But that'd be awesome. Super dope spot. We're gonna go back to the shop and do some things, some measurements, some cutting, some hacking, some stabbing and going, and then I think we're gonna call it from there. Do you want me to just go up there and tackle this thing? Do I have time? I still have to build a sissy bar.
Well, the sissy bar, I'm thinking is gonna be smooth sailing, and I think I would like to weld this if possible.
Take like 30 minutes. It would match everything else on the bike, yeah. So you want to come up to the shop right now?
I might have to come up to the shop and help finish the sissy bar.
We could knock both these things out.
Yeah, because I was gonna burn my day on this, but if you're gonna take this off my plate,
a whole day's work for sure.
Oh, that if this gets done today, it will be a miracle.
I think I could have it tacked up today, honestly, and then spend a day like welding it and finishing it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. This stuff takes an incredible amount of time, you guys. It's not easy to do. No. It's a lot of
tiny bits at a time.
Yeah, everything.
Fitment is everything when it comes to fabricating. Like my fitment game.
It takes a lot of, yeah. Things are not easy. There's a lot that goes into it. So
good fitment can make up for not as good a welding.
Fit's most important.
100%.
And you'll never lay a good weld on a bad fit. So.
Goddamn right. So I might make my fitment really, really good because I don't weld enough to be fucking cleaning up some bullshit. But
yeah,
this guy will be easy. I mean, not easy. It's just gonna be time consuming getting it clocked properly and still meshing all the way around. We'll go do that. And I just got off the phone with a super interesting meeting. But how would you guys like to see us collab with some adventure bikes? Is that what they're called? What would you call a Pan American?
Like an Africa Twin?
What's a Pan American?
Yeah, adventure bike.
Like an adventure bike? What do you call that technical word for that? Enduro?
ADV.
I think enduro is like, yeah, you're talking like, what's that race they do out in the sand dunes? Dakar. Yeah. Like a Dakar.
So we might do we're going to do some adventure bike stuff and go on an adventure bike adventure with another adventure biker YouTuber and one of our sponsors and maybe another one of our big boy sponsors. And we're gonna do a little adventure bike tour. It's like a day or two or something like that, but that's gonna be sick. We're gonna be doing that in December, so stay posted. We're gonna be finally gonna get on a Pan America. Y'all been up my ass about it for a long time, and I'm gonna be frankly honest, don't have any interest in one. But I like to ride dirt bikes, and if we can take it off-road and we can actually go abuse one, then I'm interested. I'm interested in that.
Yeah, let's go jump that thing.
I've jumped one with the like baller Olin shit on it, electronic Olins. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You don't even know. I'm maybe this high off the ground and landed to flat, but it felt like I never left the ground.
Yeah, that thing dominated the super hooligans out at Moto America.
The suspension's unbelievable. Like it just lifts off and you land like it's like the best long travel suspension you've ever been on. And the brakes are unbelievable as well.
Yeah, you maybe take it for a ride around the lakes out here or something like that.
Bartlett
would be sweet.
The backside of Bartlett is sick.
Could you imagine like beating a Pan Am all the way up the mountain on the backside of Bartlett?
I gotta get some boots. I ain't about to break my ankle out there with a pair of Vans on.
Never ridden in boots, brother.
No. If I'm gonna ride some moto of any kind though, I'm gonna put some
you gotta get dirt bike boots.
Yeah, I don't want to blow my foot off because man, I'm ripping through and hit a rock with your toe down.
Oh yeah, she's
staying back where the rock was, you know. And believe me, I've done that. I've broke my feet that way.
I still have my Tech 7s from the quad days, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, I gotta go try a bunch on. God, riding brand new ones is gonna suck.
Oh yeah,
so
it's brutal.
Too.
It's brutal.
I'm just gonna wear them in the shop for days and walk around in them. I'll just work in them. Fucking stiff ass sons of bitches. But yep. Anyways, sidetrack. Going back to the shop. See you there. We had an epiphany of a whole different build that we want to do down the road, so watch out because something else is coming after this. I think it's going to be next year's big build project. It's going to be awesome. You don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to tell you either. It's a real dick tease, but I apologize. Just know that it's really awesome. Sean's here. He's going to work on the Sissy bar. I'm going to work on TransFender. Yep. I'm going to work on the Sissy bar. Stone. Sean's here. He's going to work on the Sissy bar. He's got all that stuff figured out. I'm going to work on TransFender, which is now in the lift next door. We'll start putting all that together, or maybe I'll film and negatively reinforce Trent's actions while he works on it over there himself.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe. I also want to be able to weld it back together, but we'll see. We'll do small baby steps, and we'll work through it, and we're gonna go on this ride together. Well, we're trying to just line things up. Harleys, if you ever notice when they come from the factory, especially in the Softails, the back fender's always got a little bit of a twist. Because if you just like bolt them together, they'll just kind of walk a different way. So in factory, I think they're just getting bolted together. So, but if you take your time and kind of align everything as you bolt it and kind of manipulate it into place, you can get them a lot straighter than they come factory. And Sean wants to cut it off right here and weld it, and this would be our contact, which is plenty strong.
I'm not opposed to bringing her down in there.
But I think, sorry, we're gonna have to put a bend in this and get the angle right, but then it's gonna have to have a flat put on it.
If you have a little burr, I could maybe put a little round in there too and help it.
I do have that.
Suck in a bit.
Yep, I got all that jive.
All right, well, you want me to just go to town on fitting this thing up and kind of how we just talked about?
Yep. Once we get it together, we'll go over doing some kind of plate across here, and I'll get a license plate, and we'll just mock up a...
Cool. I brought my computer, so if we want to do anything that would be cut out, we could design it all right here.
Okay.
Cool.
F&A, look at that.
We got a plan. How's it? Let's go. You know what we could do? Looks like 85, 86-ish. Okay, and then we gotta match that on the other side. They need quite a bit more, Trenton. About double that. If we dialed back the line pressure a bit, we could tame this thing. Thing's hotter than hellfire. That's for goddamn sure.
Blow on it.
I might have to let her cool down. Should we brand you?
Got some duct tape over here holding her together, huh? So as it sits, these are made for this bike. That's what it says, but they don't fit. Which, who knows if this is the actual fender for this bike? Does it fit right down in here, or do you have to squeeze it at all?
It fit right down in there.
Well, these don't fit for shit. They're hitting, so we gotta take a big triangle out of here and get them to come in, because the sissy bar is like this wide too. They need to come in a bunch. So I'm gonna pass that over to Trent. I'm gonna film, and Trent's gonna take over making this shit happen. We got ahead of ourselves, and I started walking Trent through a little bit of a lesson of lining up things and getting his angle, because it needs to be angled with the fender when we cut this little pie out. Instead of just 90 degrees to this, she's gonna go the other way. So Trent's gonna pull her off and do a little bit of hack and slice.
Hack and slice.
Are you ready?
Yeah, yeah,
How do you feel? Do you feel confident?
yeah. Yeah. Easy peasy. All right, so I went over there to cut this out. Sean was already using the grinder, so he took it from me and cut it out himself. That's what we got. We're gonna test fit it and see if we're clearing the fender. And yes, we are. So I'm gonna clean up the edge, make it look nice and pretty and stuff like that, but you could see on either side what we had to do there. Because yeah, these wouldn't even clear the stock fender. Now you can see it better.
I'm gonna show Trent how to square this fender and mark it, and we're just gonna cut a big chunk of it off to get out of the way, so we can do a layover with the other one, and we're gonna cut a chunk off the other one as well. And also, our boy Dom at Relentless Cycles has a grand opening party Saturday, October 11th. We're gonna go. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be in Phoenix. Isn't it Phoenix? It's like Chandler.
No, it's like East Side.
In Gilbert. That's another country.
It'll be a nice ride.
It will be a nice ride. But we're all gonna go. It's gonna be a good time, so come check it out. Trent, you're gonna need some tools.
Soft tape. A couple versions of a square and a Sharpie.
Couple versions of a square. So what you really need to do is take the tape and wrap around from this edge over to this edge at the same points. So I would go like at the edge of this hole and this hole, so you get the measurement. Actually do it up on this one, so you're up here. And then figure out what that measurement is right here. Divide that in half. Mark that number up here. Then flip it around, make sure it's center. And you've got measurements going the same both ways. And then you're gonna have to do it again somewhere down here. As low as you can possibly get it. You gotta get center again. And then we'll snap a line right there. And then we can square the next cut off of that.
Got it. So find just the center line straight down.
Yep. Mark it, measure it both ways. And go off the same exact points.
Yep.
Get this one as high as you can, so put the tape like this way.
Yeah, on this side of the hole.
Yep, and then maybe do this side of the hole on that one. And that is how you square a fender. Now we'll watch Trent do it.
Now we gotta find the cut line, the horizontal line. It's kind of a bitch. But I have a Canada Dry.
It's gonna look really good. So I want the seat to come up and just fit right along this right here. I wanted this little step up seat right there. Cut in again, nice and tight. Okay, well, weld this French horn.
You want to tighten it up before we tack it?
Yep. F&A, let's do that. I'll hold the fender, you do and I'll tell you what to turn. How about that? Hot sauce makes me sweat.
Hot sauce is pretty good.
So, here we are. Everything's dialed in. Sean's going to tack this in and pull it off and weld it, and then we'll figure out a little crossing and how well a license plate's going to fit in there.
Solid.
This gang.
Tow a trailer with a goddamn.
I'm smoke a joint and tow my trailer home with that son of a bitch right there. She's so solid. Man, that's a badass sissy bar right there, my friend.
Yeah.
Good work. Sean don't have a mic on, but I'm going to speak for my friend Sean. I don't remember a goddamn thing he said. But what we're going to do here, he's going to tack the shit out of this so it doesn't move, and then take it off and then finish weld it. Oh my God, I just thought of something amazing. You can cut a little cover trim plate that we could sandwich the plate to the plate that we put in here, you know? So it looks just not like a license plate hanging off back there. Although I also kind of want it to just look like a license plate hanging off back there. Which way do we go? Just license plate hanging off back there, or a fancy looking bracket holding it nice? Because it's a chopper, it's got to have some kind of floozery going on, you know? I think we cut this guy off right here. And that gives us a bunch of room to play with. Cut you right there. Okay, now we're gonna walk back over to the drawing board. I made as square as I could on that shit up there, and then I picked a point down here that I'm gonna reference on the same side over there. So even if we're not like square, we're
Close.
Equal side to side. One more time. Yeah, pretty dope. Okay, now, skinny little cutoff wheel.
Save the line.
It doesn't really matter, just as long as you
Follow it.
make it very, very straight and very, very true. All right, Trent's gonna go to the grinder and do some hacksmith work, and then we're gonna do the same to the other fender, which is a total piece of shit, so you can mark that one and do all that stuff, and then we'll cut you loose on that.
I get
guy.
to f that one up. Those new earplug or earphones, mufflers, whatever, earmuffs are nice. But got her cut. I'd say that looks pretty dead on to me.
Ooh, that is. Set it back on there again.
Yeah. Look at that. BAM!
Does that look all right?
It does. The line actually follows perfectly.
All right, we're gonna do a couple tack skis, and then we're gonna set up in the bike, figure out if we like it or not, and then if we do, I'm gonna do enough tacks in it, and then we're gonna mark it and just cut it right in half, right down through the middle of both of them at the same time. So then we should have a real precision fit to put back together. In theory. You just zap these top corners first. Good. This thing is tacked together. It sticks about this far back on this side, so we have overlap. We're gonna mark a line all the way around right in the center of that and cut this in half. Then we'll have an exact same line when we go put this thing back together. There is a different curvature right here that we're gonna run into a real serious problem when it comes time for that, but we'll step on that dog's tail when it gets in the way. I just made that up right there. You guys can take that one home and use it if you want to. Looks like an inch.
Yep, I'd be happy with that, an inch.
So I would go a ½ inch back from this line, make a mark here, 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 and then we'll scribe a nice line around it.
All right, I've got our line. So I measured in from like the overlap of the fender in ½ an inch. Did various spots all the way around, and then I went through with a straight edge and just connected the dots all the way around, and that is our cut line. As you can see, there's the end of the bottom fender, and this is the one overlapping it. We're gonna cut half of that distance. So like Ryan said earlier, they could butt up and be homies, and we still have this same distance between the two. But we're gonna save that for tomorrow morning. It's 5 o'clock according to my wrist. It's time to go home. Tomorrow morning we're gonna pick back up, cut that out, get that ready to go to Saddleman. In the meantime, you should go subscribe to our Patreon. Every $5 you spend towards the Patreon enters you in a chance to win an Intense e-bike, right? Or no, it's just sign up for Patreon and you're in, right?
Well, if you're a paid member of Patreon, you're automatically entered.
If you're a
to
paid
win.
member of Patreon, you're automatically entered to win these Intense e-bikes that we're giving away. I have one, Ryan has one, Tommy has one. We've been ripping them.
Taser MX experts, yeah.
They're the Taser MX experts. Yeah, they're awesome. They rip. Go sign up for our Patreon, enter to win those, and also sign up for members only on YouTube.
Early access.
You get early access to all the videos. The battery's dying. I need to hurry up. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out of here. I'm going home. And we're back. It's the next day. I got earmuffs on, I got gloves on, and a side grinder next to me.
So, this is where she is. There's a big dent right there I gotta fix. And I ground off my center line. Remember when I said grind like this so you can leave the center line? That changes my entire day.
But see a little bit of it right there.
Thankfully, the cutting is so crooked down here that I can just kind of get the wavy parts to lock together, and I feel like that's right where she's going to land. But I need this, man, I really need the fucking, I have to start with the center because remember how the center was high?
Yeah.
I need to start there, and then I need to pull the thing down into it. So, like, see how you got that notch right there?
Yeah. I did that on purpose for you.
There was a straight line on here. Did you make a straight line on it when you drew it out? Yeah? You just didn't cut one?
I just didn't cut one. Yeah. She got away from me when I went over the top.
Oh,
I had to
fuck,
go tippy
I mean-
toes on her, and she got away from me a little bit.
Yeah. She's a little wavy down here, but also it helps me kind of like link her together like
Just match up the imperfections.
a puzzle piece kind of, yeah. So,
I did that on purpose for you.
now I need to build something that's going to hold this in place. I need to be able to hold this here really, really firmly. And I need to be able to hit it with a hammer and do a bunch of other stuff. So that's going to be, that's a crafting project in its own right there. But right now I'm going to get rid of this shit. See what's going on? I don't know what happened there, but I got my old bird beak right here. Oh, come on, work for me, baby. I'm a journeyman hacksmith sheet metal worker.
Yep.
Remember, the cut is very not straight. Right here, right there, that's right where Trent let off the beaver's tail. That's when he released. And then he had to give her a good hard pull again to get her to fire back up again and get to gnawing away right there.
Yeah. Half of it's pretty straight.
Yeah, it is. Or really what we need to do is measure this motherfucker out and put a center line on it again for me. Anyways, yes, the importance of straight ass cut lines. So when I gotta weld this very thin sheet metal, see this gap down the Cumberland Road right there? Yeah, that's gonna be, and then that hole right there, see that? And then if you could see the Mississippi River running down the side over here, this is probably a little bit better. They groove in the same direction, but then I got a big ass gap all the way along the top. That's gonna be I thank God Ian's good at his job.
Yeah.
All right, we're pretty square. I'm just gonna make the edge square instead of, just so it is easier on me, hopefully. What can we use for the body of this to sit on? Because I'm gonna have to tack it in the middle, and I'm gonna have to like body hammer it around because they're at a different, they're curved different, yeah. Bye, George. Okay, now, yeah, that looks not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So I'm gonna give her another one. Give her another one right there, boys. I've got a hinging point, so I'm not gonna do it right now, but this will move. If I need to, I can hinge this out and massage a little bit of the sides and then fit it, massage it and fit it, and so I can get a nice fitment on here. But it looks like everything is fairly close-ish. I got her straightened up pretty good. It ain't gonna play ball for me right there, but that looks pretty dialed. I'm gonna have to see how the curve is different, so I'm gonna flip it upside down, put it on some aluminum, and we're gonna start just tacking. And then massage pushing it out and tacking and pushing it out and tacking, and then we'll force it around. And then the heat from each tack as we go will kind of help make it play ball, as you would say. It's gonna get real tacky in here. So now that I got those basic spots that were already smoothly lining up, the rest of it I'm going to clamp to a flat surface like this, both of them at a time. So now this is perfectly flat, right? So now I'm going to tack right here because I got this one dialed, clamped onto the flat surface, going to tack this dude, and we're going to rotate our way through this. And either clamp or hammer or body hammer, whatever we got to do to get down to flush all the way around. Look how smooth that was.
Yeah.
Smooth as glass. Perfect. Damn. It's really nice when you just so happen to have the exact perfect tool laying around. Throw a couple little sticks in here. Nice smooth line for having to weld the shit out of that section, but how I would do things, but that just seemed to work really well. Yes, I do have body hammers and anvils, but yes, I do like my ball peen better because I've been doing it for so long. Remember that gap that was right there? I think it worked pretty good. Because look at the other side. That's what I started with. Damn, that's pretty damn good. There it is. One welded together, not the cleanest fitment line I've ever had to fit, but she has been pretty well fitted together. I'm gonna smooth it down just a little bit with the grinder. Mediocrely shaped into what she's gonna be for the body guy. Shall we go bolt it up on the old bike for a final? Well, here she is. I just scrubbed all the metal off my face because I'm gonna put on my brand new Simpson that I just got and ride it home because I cracked mine pretty good in Sturgis. But look at that. I built that. I should say we built that as a team. Trent did some cutting. I did some sticking and gluing, some straightening out the cutting. And she worked pretty good. I wouldn't say it's as bad as old Maddie Bags, but she is gonna be bad. Is us bringing 2 full-built choppers to the game, is that cheating for the build-off? Or is it just overachieving? I don't know. Or maybe we don't get either one of them there in time. Because as of right now, we have 6 weeks to be at the show, till we have to be at the show. And you can see where we're at. We head to Long Beach to Saddleman on Tuesday. It's Friday right now. Monday, we drive out to Long Beach. All day Tuesday, probably Wednesday, we'll be building seats for this. They'll make the pans the first day. Those got to sit up overnight. Then we'll rough in the foam. We'll get like a good perspective of how we want the foam to look, how we want to sit on the bike, get all that shit set up, and then we leave. They'll build the seats then because they'll have all the basics. They'll make them look pretty. We come back here. We got to tear these down to the frame. I need to finish all the welding on both of them and all the finishing stuff. Get them prepped, ready to powder coat, paint, everything. So that's like all next week we'll be in Long Beach. Then we have to reseal all these tanks. That takes like a week's worth of work. We won't be able to get the tanks to the painter for like 2 or 3 weeks.
We could start them on Monday. Come in early Monday.
Yep, so Monday, degreasing things. Like, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss any of these episodes coming up. You can go to the Build-Off playlist to watch this whole season and last season, the one that we won. Hoping to win this one again. And if you go join our Patreon for a $5 you pledge on our Patreon, enters you in a chance to win an intense Taser MX Expert E mountain bike. Dopest shit I own. My most favorite item, and I ride the hell out of it. And we are giving 2 of those away, so go check it out. It's just a big thank you to you guys, and it's where you get to watch all of our racing stunt comps and videos and stuff that we can't really put on YouTube as much. It's all on there. We drop it raw. Here it is. Watch it live just like you were there. Thank you very much. Peace.